Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, welcome back everyone to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. I literally look like I just got out of bed. Okay, happy full moon in Gemini, and I'm so excited to go over the human design for this full moon. Yesterday, we talked about not yesterday, but on Monday, we talked about the astrology of this full moon, and today we get to cover the human design. And I have started doing separate broadcasts for these two things because they do have different languages, and there is a different way to understand human design versus astrology. Even though astrology is a part of where human design comes from, it is nice to see them in their own beautiful platforms. So this is why we do this broadcast, and I do it every new and full moon. And if you watched the video on Monday, you know that this moon is kind of crazy, kind of wild, and it's an amazing and powerful cosmic stargate that is basically happening right now. So we're going to look at where the moon is, which gate of human design the moon is in. We're going to look at the channel that is being completed by these two planets, the moon and another planet that I'll share with you in a moment, and what the channel means, what each of these gates means, and then also what circuit this is a part of. And so understanding the circuit is going to give you also more information as to how this energy is influencing us. So before we jump into the human design reading, I do want to thank you guys for being here. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get notified of when I go live, which is usually how I do this channel, or also when I upload videos every once in a while. Usually go live though. I also want to invite you to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It's going to enter you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report, which is the horoscope for the week. It goes out every Wednesday. So today's already went out, but you can get on the list and you'll start receiving those on Wednesdays. What else is exciting? We have a new platform coming up in the new year. in regards to our community, and I'm excited to get that set up and to start announcing it soon. We've got the Moon Goddess training, level 1s, 2, and 3 happening in 2023. I'm really excited about that. All of those things are exciting and coming up. I do have a new type of astrology reading available. It's called Atlantean Astrology, and it is based off of the ancient Atlantean philosophy and the way of seeing the world and seeing us as humans on this planet and living life and moving forward and evolving. And it has a lot to do with connecting and understanding our karmic relationships and our soul contracts that we have with certain people in our lives. So the reading is a 2-hour reading. It's amazing. I've already been doing a lot of them, especially since the sale. And the sale is over, unfortunately, but the reading is still, it's available, and it is one of the coolest types of readings to do. Gives you such amazing perspective. So we are going to dive into this human design reading. Let me say hi to everybody that is in the chat. Hello, Lucida. Welcome in. Hello, Joan. Welcome in. Hello, Courtney. Good to see you. Raessa, Rosie. Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Erica, welcome in. All right. So the way that this broadcast is going to work, I'm going to show you the chart, the human design body graph on the screen, and kind of go from there. And once I start, it's almost like I don't stop. I just go like the Energizer Bunny. So let's share the screen and dive in. What I do cover, I'm going to try to do this in this order. I want to talk first about each of the gates and the centers that they're found in and what that means. Then I want to talk about the channel that is being formed or created right now with these two planets. And once we talk about the channel and what the channel means, at the end, I'm going to talk about what circuit this channel is a part of. And all of these things are going to give us more information and more information and more information as to how this specific full moon is affecting us. And this full moon is happening at 8:08 p.m. Pacific. So 8:08 p.m. Pacific. So in about 4 hours, the moon is going to be at its apex and full at 16 degrees and 1 minute of Gemini, exactly conjunct Mars retrograde. So this is the chart that you are seeing right here. Now, the two gates that are being activated during this moon is the 35th gate, which is inside the throat center, this brown square that we're looking at. And the other gate is the 36th gate, which is found in the solar plexus center. If you notice, there is a black line that goes from the 35th gate to the 36th. There's also a red line, but we don't worry about the red lines when we're doing transit readings in human design. So there's this black line that connects the 35th and the 36th gate is activating this channel. The channel is called the channel of transitoriness. But let's take a look at what planets are actually at these spaces. So when I click on the sort of the planets section, I don't even know how to talk about this really. One of them is the personality side of the body graph. The other one is the design. I would say like maybe the table. I would say the table of planets. That's what I'm going to call it. We look at the personality side when we're doing transit readings in regards to human design, because technically this energy doesn't have a body. And so the design side has to do with our body. And unless you've incarnated, the red lines, everything that's in red is irrelevant to a transit reading because there's no body to anchor it onto the earth. So here we go. You've got the moon and the earth right here at the 35th gate, line 5, if you want to go even deeper into the reading. And when we find the other planet, so I'm just going to focus on the 35th and the 36th gate. which are the ones that connect this channel of transitoriness. When we look down here, you can see that Neptune is at the 36th gate. So Neptune is the planet on the other end of that channel. Also, because Mars, where's Mars? Right here, is connected to the conjunct the moon as well. He's also at the 35th gate. So we have Mars, the moon, and obviously the earth. In human design, you count the earth all at the gate 35. Those three energies are all at gate 35. And then the other end of the spectrum, you've got Neptune. So what do these planets represent? The moon represents our emotions, right? When there's a full moon, there's heightened emotional energy. Mars represents drive, action, and motivation, although now he is retrograde. And so it's more of a reflection on motivation or a reflection on taking action, and also a slowing down. There's a major slowing down energy with Mars, where normally we feel like we can go forward and do a million things. When Mars is retrograde, it's the opposite. It's slow down, take your time, take a moment to process and reflect. And then when Mars goes direct, that's going to be our opportunity to really start going forward with things, which obviously Mars retrograde is a pretty long transit, and I think he doesn't go direct until sometime in January. So we just have to be patient. Neptune is the planet of dreams, visions, the subconscious mind, our intuition, how strong of psychic abilities we have, and how to connect with the divine frequencies, with God, goddess, whatever you want to call it. That's what Neptune represents, our intuition. So these are the planets that are basically defining this channel of transitoriness. So let's start kind of breaking it down with the 35th gate. Hello, Raven. Welcome in. So the 35th gate is basically... it's called the hungry heart in human design, and it's about I experience, I feel, or not. It's about experience, connecting into the solar plexus. It's actually a gate in the throat center, but it connects to the solar plexus, part of the experiential way. Gate 35 seeks to take us on journeys that evolve us. So that's what this moon is doing. It's taking us on a journey of evolution. It is the culmination of the collective emotional stream, where we identify limitations and dream up ways to transcend them through, right? Neptune, the energy of Neptune. In this specific case, gate 35 is always pulling us towards growth and progress through experiences that test us and what we believe about ourselves and life, so that we can grow and learn. We talked about the gene key, the 35th gene key yesterday, that moves from the shadow of hunger to the gift of adventure to the city of boundlessness. And this is the frequency that is being activated here. So an energy, a gate that invites us to evolve. What is the throat center? The throat center is the center of manifestation. If you have a defined throat in your chart, you have a consistent way of expressing yourself. You have a consistent way of communicating. And these things they don't change. They will never change in your life. If you have an undefined throat, you don't have that kind of consistency. And so you have to rely sometimes on just your type of communication always changing. So it's funny because I use the word rely, but the truth is that you have to be okay with change. You have to be okay with the fact that you're not here to really express yourself in one way. You have many different ways of communicating, many different ways of manifesting. When you're around people, you might manifest a certain way. And when you're around somebody else, you might manifest another way. And the same goes to in terms of communicating. When you're around someone, you're influenced by their way of communicating, and you may end up like talking like them or expressing yourself like them, or talking a lot if you have an undefined throat. Undefined throats in the presence of defined throats tend to overtalk and can't stop talking. So that's kind of interesting. But this is a center of manifestation. So we bring things from our internal environment out through the voice, through the sound, through the frequency, through the energy of this center. So it's a really powerful one. It's what makes manifestors. It's a defined throat connected to one of the other centers. So on the other side of the spectrum, you have the 36 gate. So what is the 36 gate? It's called wounded brightness. It's turning crisis into catharsis, also known as the darkening of the light. This is where we face the human shadow of failure. When our experiences don't match up with what we imagined them to be. This can be a source of shame or disillusionment, but this is the proverbial wound where the light enters that acquaints us with our humanity. People who carry this gate become profound guides through dark nights of the soul. Does anybody have this gate defined? Who carry this gate become profound guides through dark nights of the soul and realize the healing power of forgiveness of ourselves, each other, and the imperfect nature of life itself. Part of the channel of transitoriness, we learn to make progress from our seeming failures by coming into attunement with our emotional wave and the gifts of clarity that it inevitably brings once we complete and experience. This gene key, the 36 gene key in the gene keys, moves from the shadow of turbulence to the gift of humanity to the city of compassion. So this is another energy, another frequency that is being activated during this time because of the planets that I talked about in the beginning. The moon, Mars, the earth on the 35th gate, and Neptune on the 36th gate. So let's take this a little bit deeper and talk about the channel that these two gates, when they come together, they form. So the channel is called the channel of transitoriness. And all of this information is giving us more insight into how this moon is affecting us. So think of everything I'm saying and talking about and sharing as how this moon is affecting us. By the way, for anyone, all of us, this channel is defined right now. I don't personally have this channel defined in my chart, but right now it is defined because Neptune is at the 36th gate and the moon is at the 35th. So all of us have this type of definition right now. It's not going to last forever, but it is something that we can feel right now. And now that I'm looking at this, it makes so much sense. Everything I've been feeling lately, all of the emotions I've been going through, because my solar plexus is currently defined when normally it is not, right? So the 35th is also called the gate of change or progress. People who sample many different things in life in order to learn from them. That's so me. This is also where my sun is at. So let's zoom in right here again. These are people who are always ready to try a new experience, often without giving a thought to the repercussions. This is the gate of hunger for something new. Once an experience has been tried, this is what the moon is inviting us to do. The hunger is fulfilled for a short while until a new cycle arrives, and once again, the hunger returns. These are people who can thus be multi-talented, hence the keynote for this channel, a jack of all trades. Oh my God, that's so me. Because this is the gate of being empty and or full, these people are easily bored when nothing is happening. They are always seeking the emotional rush of diving into the 36. If they do not wait before they leap into something new, crisis is usually the result. The 35-36 is a very strong magnetic connection sexually being the channel of sexual talent. Oh, the 35 looks to the 36 because it represents an unknown experience and is thus excited at the prospect of trying something new. However, the frequency result of such connections is disappointment, since the drive to try something new disappears as soon as it has been fulfilled. The secret is for these people to wait to be clear first. Story of my life. All right. The 36 gate. The gate of crisis. The darkening of the light. People who are here to grow through profound emotional experience. This is the gate of emotional turbulence, which usually occurs once the desires of the 30 are expressed. These people are here to learn to handle emotional experiences and to find clarity by going through all kinds of emotional challenges. Both the highs and lows are here to be moved through cycles during which inexperience is transformed into experience. They learn through constant change, which can prove to be both very exciting or deeply overwhelming and destabilizing. These are people with an untapped depth of feelings that are always waiting for something to trigger them. They need the 35 in order to meet the new experience. Now, the channel together. What happens when these two gates actually meet, which means they are activated by certain planets, which brings them into the kind of personality conscious aspect of this energy that influences all of us. Yeah, this week has been bad, says Shadowkeeper. So that influence all of us, and that right now we have defined. We have these energies defined. This is what we are most likely all have been experiencing and feeling in our own unique way. So the channel is called the channel of transitoriness, a design of being a jack of all trades. Yours is a life rich in experience, though poor in meeting the expectations of your own mind or of others. Your deepest talent is for adventure, your goal, the wisdom that nothing lasts. It's the channel of sexual talent. These people are driven to constantly seek out new experiences in life. Theirs is a journey of gathering wisdom through experience. The experiences they have are all part of a wider plan that eventually can give them great depth. However, their personal lives can often seem to pay the price if they do not understand how they operate. Since this is the creative channel of the sensing circuit, which we'll talk about in a second, what is the sensing circuit? These people have a talent for adventure. They are driven by the genetic hunger for change. They move through one experience after another for the wisdom rather than the result of the experience. As they mature, they become more and more creative as they share their experiences, both good and bad, with others. They can be wonderful storytellers as they have so many fascinating experiences. A very sexual channel. This is the channel of I've been there, done that. The dilemma of these people is that no experience is really personal because they are driven by a genetic need to experience something new. This is sex that is all about the experience rather than the person. Oh, Lordy Lord. Which can be a big disappointment when the experience is over. The secret for such people is to surrender all their expectations and simply enjoy the experience or not. These people must wait to be emotionally clear. Story of my freaking life. If they do not wait and things go wrong, they can get trapped in a repetitive loop of doing it again and again. This is a manifesting channel, which means that these people can also be deeply volatile when their experiences turn out differently from their expectations. Oh my. Everybody's like TMI. Am I reading you too much? So that is the craziness of this channel. And so basically what's happening here is that the story of mine too. We just have this card? Well, we talked about the 35th gene key in the astrology video because it's the same gate, the same gene key. That totally happened with me recently. Great sex, but now it's over. LOL. So what this moon is giving us an opportunity to, like, what I'm getting from all of this is that this moon is literally making us feel like we want something different. We want change. We want a new experience. We're hungry for an adventure. Like, let's go freaking get it. And if you're not going and having this adventure, you probably feel like stagnant and stuck and like just not good, you know? And it's interesting because Mars is right here and he's retrograde too, which means that he's like, even though you're wanting this intense experience to like move forward and like happen, you might be actually really super bored with the slow energy of Mars right now, like slowing everything down, right? And so that is what you have to ask yourself. It's like, what are you inspired to do? Where are you at in this? That's hilarious. Where are you at in this, process of having experiences and new things, new exciting things coming into your life? So we're wanting the new experiences. We're wanting to connect in that way, right? But we may not realize, and this is the biggest thing of it all. I'm gonna kind of finish it off talking about the circuit. This is the most important message of all from this energy, from this frequency, right? Channel of transitoriness, meaning nothing will ever stay the same. Everything is in transition always. That's why we are unsatisfied when things are not moving, and we can have, it's almost like, it feels like an addiction to like adrenaline or something, right? Because adventure it's like adrenaline junkie. Like, you want the experience and you're like, let's do it, and you don't even think about it. And then once it's over, you're like, okay, well, that was fulfilled. So now I'm like bored and like not fulfilled anymore. And so it's like it never ends. Like, this process just doesn't end. And we may be very, very strongly feeling this in our lives right now. Like, how does this energy play out in your life right now? Where in your life are you feeling like you want something new? You want, you're inspired for the new adventure. You want to go on that new journey. You're hungry for it. And where in your life do you feel stagnant and stuck? The key to all of this is found in the circuit that this channel is a part of. And the circuit that this channel is a part of is called the sensing circuit. The sensing circuit. I'm going to read to you about what is this about. All right. So there's these beautiful phrases from Richard Rudd that I love to use. They help us really understand the connection between all of the channels in this circuit. So the sensing circuit. The format energy of the 5342 represents the spiral of life and is about cycles, beginnings, and endings. The theme of the sensing circuits, which is change through crisis, 3536, we just talked about, right? This is the theme of this moon, change through crisis. Do you understand that everything that we're going through right now, some of us may be seriously going through some kind of real crisis, like an internal crisis, a mental crisis, a physical, like a situation that's a crisis, like something is coming up that's like, okay, crisis mode. And the theme is that we change through crisis, right? This is the key. It's not about success or failure, but about discovery. The revelations in this circuit only come at the end of the experience upon reflection. So guess what? Because this energy is connected to the solar plexus, which is the center that defines emotional authority, whether you have emotional authority or not. If you have a defined solar plexus, most likely you have emotional authority in your chart, which means you cannot make decisions in the moment. You can't. You have to wait for the clarity, and the clarity is only going to come after you've gone through the emotional wave, the emotional high and the emotional down. And this is why this makes sense that this energy is here in this channel is connected here, because the change through crisis is like you have the crisis and you're in a crisis. You can't think. You have to just like let it happen. You have to just have the experience. And once you have the experience, then the clarity will come. But you have to be patient enough to go through the wave. So the abstract sensing circuit is experience that makes us human. This is abstract circuitry. Takes us through experience by providing the drive to embark on new frontiers, to learn, grow, and mutate. This is what this moon is inviting us. It's providing the drive to embark on new frontiers, to learn, grow, and mutate. And I talked about on Monday that this moon is activating some very insane portals, stargates, Orion energy on Rigel, the Great Attractor, and the Galactic Center. I mean, this huge amounts of information coming in through the galactic energy just on this moon, all at once today. Right? So can you imagine the desire to like go and take, epic journeys, to like embark on new frontiers, to learn and grow and mutate? But it has to happen through an experience. You can't just like all of a sudden know the information and be done with it. That's the key to understanding this full moon, is that you have to, whatever experience you're having, you have to go through it. There's no getting out, and you're not going to know why this happened until it's over. It is the stimulation we take in on our abstract journey isn't logical. So it's only through finishing an experience completely and looking back. I can go back over here. And looking back, can we know the true nature of the experience and if it was of value or not? And then gain the wisdom from the experience after it has already happened. So that's huge, because when I talked about the astrology on Monday, it's like, yeah, there's all this awesome, amazing stuff going on with this moon. Like, oh my God, it's like a huge, powerful activation. But now when we have this human design lens, we understand that, yeah, it's a crazy new ride. It's a crazy new thing that we will learn and we will gain wisdom from, but not until it's over. So guess what? There are no answers in the now. When you have emotional, like defined solar plexus energy, you do not, I can promise you, everyone, you don't know the answer in the now, right now. And that just makes so much sense. For me personally, that just makes so much sense. Don't try to figure it out now, because you're not going to have the answer in the now. You're going to have the answer after the experience is over. Great. Right? Lisa's like, I'm tired of this wave. So whatever is going on in your life right now, know that it is actually taking you beyond the edge. We have these very galactic influences, right? We're being taken beyond the edge. But it also means that even though we can have all these expectations about what we want, how we want this energy to flow, we want to direct it, we can't, because the sensing circuit says this is a learning experience that can only be understood by having the experience. So the channel of transitoriness, this moon is teaching us that things always change, they're constantly changing, and we will know and we will understand it once it's over. Wonderful. That's so crazy. That's crazy. I love that. Raessa says, I just learned a lot about myself with this design. Me too, Raessa, me too. Because the 35th gate for me is my sun. This moon is like on my sun and my rising. And I've been feeling really funky. Like I've been feeling just like kind of really weird and emotional. And it's not normal for me. because I am a non-emotional being. Not that I'm a robot or anything. I am an alien. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm a non-emotional being naturally because I have an undefined solar plexus and my authority is mental. It's not, it's mental. It's not emotional. But right now I have emotional authority. So it is quite strange. It's a very strange feeling to have this experience. So that is the understanding through the lens of human design. I hope that you guys receive or really enjoyed seeing this perspective from human design. And if you missed it, definitely watch it. I know this is a much shorter broadcast than usual, but usually these human design readings tend to be about 30 minutes and really potent. So watch it from the beginning if you missed it. And I will be going live in a couple of hours. See, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. So 2.5 hours to do our full moon in Gemini ceremony. So come back in 2.5 hours and we will do a reading. We'll just gather together. We'll hold space. There's such a beautiful community that is continuing, always continuing to build and grow. And the ceremonies are really those moments for us to just be with the energy and enjoy as much of it as we possibly can. So remember, right now, you do not have the answers in the now. Don't make decisions right now. You need to wait for the wave to pass. You need to wait for this experience to pass to be able to understand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to see you guys in a little bit. Sat Nam.